What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF with another post-game recap. What a horrible game to watch on Valentine's Day. Hopefully, you guys had a nice Valentine's Day. But very disappointed, man, with this injury by Anthony Davis. Like, I really don't care about the game. Um, yeah, the injury. I think we should have rested him. I told you guys a couple of days ago we should have rested it. Now it turns out he has an Achilles strain, which is pretty bad. For those of you that don't know, I'm gonna explain to you why that's bad. And he has an MRI due tomorrow, so it could be potentially worse than that. But man, my heart sank into my stomach when I see Anthony Davis gripping his Achilles tendon. It was such a horrible deja vu nightmare, bro. It's like we've been here before. We need to be more precautious. I was really disappointed that we played him. I told you guys I thought he should have rested for at least a month. I told you guys this when we played him a couple of days ago when he was back. I thought he'd be okay. That's the only reason I trusted the Lakers. I thought, hey, maybe he's good. That's why they played him, but I guess not, man. And where does this leave us now? Who knows? But let's break it down. So, Lakers fall to the Denver Nuggets 122 to 105. And they were playing a good first half. For the first time, we didn't get off to a slow start. Defensively, we needed to tighten it up, but offensively, we're doing good. And then second quarter, man, that tragedy happened. Hey, Tamara, how you doing? Second half, that tragedy, that horrible tragedy. Why did we play him? I'll get right to that in a bit, Johnny. And thanks for the donation, brother. I don't know why we played him. That's a great question. Now, a lot of the times, maybe it's these players. Maybe it's these players that make these decisions. I don't know. But we have to do a better job of like, I don't know, convincing him maybe not to play, because this could have been an Achilles tear. Now, it looks like his tendonitis was just acting up, a flare-up, as he seems to be swollen according to sources and reports, which is basically right before the tear. If you guys remember, Kevin Durant was going through this injury right before he played in the finals and tore his Achilles, man. What we need to do, and by we, I mean the Lakers, is hopefully, let's pray to God that these X-rays come out negative and everything else is good. Hopefully, it's just the swelling and he needs time off. But what this injury is, I looked it up. I Googled it immediately. You guys know me being concerned about Anthony Davis. I stopped watching the game. So I went straight to Google, man. And here I have it right here for you guys. I Googled, how long does it take for a strained Achilles tendon to heal? And the answer is this. Generally, the outlook is good. However, the tendon does take time to heal, usually about 6 to 8 weeks, which is a little over a month and a half if we reach the full 8 weeks. He said more time will be needed after this to allow the muscles to regain their normal strength after being in a plaster cast or a brace. So, yeah, this is bad news for the Lakers moving forward. Our schedule's about to get a lot tougher. We play Brooklyn on Thursday, so this couldn't have came at a worse time, but I don't care about that. The Lakers will make the playoffs. That's the most important thing. And once we're there, we're going to need a healthy Anthony Davis. We're lucky if he didn't tear anything, man. Honestly, it looks like he didn't, but again, that was just the initial diagnosis. Now we need to get the x-rays to make sure he didn't tear nothing. But now, where does this take the Lakers moving forward? No AD for at least 2 months, at least, which means, the schedule's about to get really tough, and we don't have too many options. We don't have. I don't think we can apply for a disabled player exception because he's not out for the whole year. Hopefully not. We don't have an open roster slot right now till like around. I don't know how the collective bargaining agreement works, or at least we don't have enough to offer the veterans minimum or something like that. And we're very thin at the front line. Basically, AD was our only rim protector we had. Basically. So now this gives us a couple of options, man. We have those two-way players, Kaycock and Kostas. I don't think they're ready. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? But we do need a rim protector. Do we go out and now have to trade an asset or two to get this rim protector and hold us above ground for these next couple of games? Especially, we're going to play. Our schedule's looking really tough, man. I'm telling you right now. Our schedule's going to get tougher, especially without Anthony Davis. And like I said, we were already thin in the front line. That's the problem. If we're thin in the front line, and we lost basically our only rim protector. Now this decision to not be able to re-sign Dwight Howard, and to trade away JaVale looks very suspect now, unfortunately, right? And that's the tough part, man. That's the tough part is the Lakers now have to basically figure it out. So here's what I would do if I'm the Lakers with the current roster that we have right now. I would start Montrezl Harrell. He's at least he could bring the energy, and I would love to see what he could do as a starter in our time of need. I will start Montrezl Harrell at the 4 and leave Marc Gasol at the 5. Why? At least this gives us heart, hustle, and energy in the paint. Now, where does this leave our bench? And why I don't start Kuzma? Because as good as Kuzma has been, he's been phenomenal. Again, he had another great game today. But even though he's been phenomenal, I think this doesn't help us anywhere for our rim protection. Like his defense on the perimeter is great. Sometimes he could block shots on the weak side, help defense recovering back in transition. But we need we're going to get killed with Marc Gasol and Kuz both out there at the same time because one is too undersized and the other one is just too slow. So I will probably start Trez, unless you want to start Trez at the 5. But bottom line, guys, is that we have a real problem on our hands. Now, that what this is going to do, if we start Trez, obviously Trez is not going to give you the same offensive production that Anthony Davis does, man. So that's going to be a problem. Defensively, either. But all he can do is just bring that effort and energy every single night. That's what he's got to do. To hold the fort, at least to that roster spot, we get enough cap to be able to sign another player. Now, I'm going to talk about the schedule we have right now, all right? We got the Timberwolves coming up on Tuesday. Obviously, we lost this game tonight due to the injury. I think everybody's mind was on Anthony Davis. And again, give credit, give credit to the Nuggets. They did what they had to do. But the Timberwolves we should beat. We still have enough depth to beat them. They're going to put up a bigger fight without Anthony Davis, obviously. But yeah, the Timberwolves, it has to be a win. We have to, obviously, next man up. The Nets is going to be really tough to win now without Anthony Davis. He was key. But I think we can still compete and maybe even eke out a win. But it will be a lot harder. Now, what will we need that game in order to compete? We're going to need Kuz to continue playing the way he is. Trez going to have to step up big time. Obviously, LeBron has to play like an MVP that game, and the role players just have to be on their A game in order to even compete that game, to be honest with you guys. And then we got Miami. Tough games, man. Back-to-back right there. Followed by Washington, Utah, Portland, Golden State, Phoenix, and then the Kings. Bro, it's going to be really tough, but the Lakers have to keep their head above water. We have talent enough to compete, at least compete these games. But they're going to have to show up every single night and help LeBron James. LeBron can't carry, or then now we're going to risk a LeBron James injury, unfortunately. Young Elder says, our guards are playing awful, man. Awful. Hope AD is okay. It was one bad game, to be honest with you. It was a bad game. Brittany believes it's going to be a losing streak. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can hold our head above water. That's what we got to do. Now I'm curious to see what Frank Vogel's going to do now with the lineups because, he really counted on AD for some serious offensive and defense. So it's going to be very interesting to see. This is why we pay him the big bucks. He has to be super creative now. Super creative. I'm talking he's going to have to use Markieff now. THC's going to get minute bumps. Wesley Matthews, everybody's going to have to contribute. And if that doesn't work, it'll be interesting to see what will work because we have to figure it out, right? Again, we don't have enough cap to sign a veteran to the veterans minimum right now. That's going to open up around, when the buyout market opens up due to the collective bargaining agreement, all that crap that, they did this to keep big markets down. That's the only reason why. But whatever. The most important thing now, though, is that we hope and pray that Anthony Davis is good. Because if he's out for even more than what I predict, which would be a little over 2 months, now we're in extreme dog you-know-what. And we got to figure that out, guys. We're going to have to figure that out. Rob Pelinka is going to have to pull something out of his sleeve, man. Rabbit out of a hat. Something. But what do you guys think in the comment section the Lakers should do, man? This is we're in no man's land right now. We're in second place currently in the West. Not by too much. The Clippers keep winning. The Jazz keep winning. So they're probably going to slide up a little bit. We might slide a little bit down. But as long as we stay in the playoff hunt, by the time AD comes back, we'll be straight. But I am curious, man. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Lake Show 95, Randolph. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, brother. But, yeah, this changes everything. we're feeling really confident for the season and all that. And now there's a little I want to say doubt, but there's a little caution symbol right next to the season. Now we got to figure out how we're going to do it to survive. This puts us right back to like the above average teams. We're not no longer, the two-headed beast and a bunch of good role players. Now we're one beast and a bunch of good role players. So we got to really, really figure it out. My man says, "Sub DTLF." What's up, bro? Oof, did I miss a comment? Let me see so I can scroll up here. Okay, oof. A little too far. Oof. Okay. Yo, I'm struggling, yo. This AD thing got me shook, bro, for real. My bad. I lost your comment. Let's see, my man right here. AD, there he is. He said, "Happy Valentine's Day, bro. Hope you had a great day with your wonderful mom, bro. Praying for AD. Nobody wants to see a player get injured. My heart goes out to the Lakers Nation. Love y'all." Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. Truly appreciate it. Classy fan. And I did have a wonderful day with my loved ones. Now, again, we have to rest Anthony Davis. That's out of the question. We can no longer continue to risk his health. And it's not even like he could play right now. So next man up mentality. Kuzma has me so proud, man. If he continues this, maybe he should start. Maybe he should start and just flourish. But I'd still consider starting Trez over Gasol because we're going to start off games extremely slow, especially without AD, man. Armand said, "If it's a strain, he'll probably be out a few weeks, Dan. What do you think, bud?" Well, based on what I'm reading, bro, and based on previous injuries, and thank you for the donation. Based on all that, it's going to be at the very least 2 months, man. 2 months, brother. And that's a long time in the NBA, especially around this time of the season when everybody's starting to find their identity and starting to hit on all cylinders. And in the West, it's tough. So all bets are off for where the Lakers will end up. But I do believe LeBron MVP will carry us. We need somebody to step up. My man Q, what's up, bro? He said Lakers need to get Whiteside ASAP. We need something. Question is, who do you trade? Because we can't sign somebody right now. Unfortunately, the CBA makes it really hard for that to happen right now. So who do you trade? That's the question. If you want somebody like that, it's going to have to come via trade. They're going to want something. They're not going to help the Lakers out. We know the Kings. Pretty Rome, he said, "So this time, Rob the Shark Pelinka needs to work his magic." Here's the thing, Rome. If you keep spamming, bro, you're going to get blocked. That's my final warning to you, man. I'm not even going to finish reading that because you just spammed, and we got to give everybody a chance to talk. I know I can't read all you guys' comments at the same time, but it's just the only way, man. It's the only way. Sorry. He said, "I think AD should pack up for the season and have a surgery now. If he doesn't, the Achilles will get worse." Oof. You know what? I'm for it if that's what the doctor says. If the doctor believes that, then I'm all for it because you got to remember, we signed this man to a max 5-year deal. We'll be okay if we can't win a championship right now. Obviously, this town is all about championships, but health comes first, and we need him to be we need him to have some longevity. For that contract and for his career, man. We really care about this young man. So hopefully we figure that out for reals. But if that's what the doc's orders, it's going to be really tough to repeat without AD for reals. Our chances go from 90% to like 15%. Unless the magician Rob Pelinka pulls a rabbit out of his hat. For reals. My man said, "Happy Valentine's Day." Happy Valentine's Day, bro. Just don't spam because everybody's trying to get their comment in here. And if you drown they're going to want me to block you. So please. He said, "The Lakers need to shut him down. If he gets hurt this year, he will be out next year too." Yeah, look, if that's what happens, then I'm all for it. His health comes first, obviously. Health comes first for reals. But we'll see we can't play doctor right now. We got to see what the doctor says, the real one, and hopefully everything is gooch. Everything is good. LBJ23, my man said, "AD needs to rest. LeBron will be a leader for the Lakers." I have no doubt about LeBron, but also we have to watch his health as well, brother. Thanks for the donation. We have to watch his health for reals. If we don't watch his health, he's going to be the second soldier to fall, man. He said, "Frank Vogel said he spoke to AD and he's in good spirits." Yeah, but I mean, good spirits doesn't necessarily mean a good thing, Q. Kobe was in good spirits even after the injury, man. I mean, he was sad, but he was trying to be as positive as possible for his daughters. I just want this man to I really want this man to take time for himself, because sometimes an athlete can be stubborn. They can be stubborn, and so hopefully, yeah, hopefully, man, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but we do need him to recover, because we can't continue to pedal him out to the, push him out to the floor and just have him get really injured. That's gonna be a problem for reals. He said diversity always happens. Crazy how the basketball gods work. Diversity. What are you trying to say, bro? Be specific about what you're trying to say. I hope you're not saying that that's what we deserve, Oliveras, because yeah, nah, man, you never wish anything like that upon nobody. Even if he played for the Celtics, you don't wish that. He said AD came back too early, Dan. Yeah, I thought so, bro. I thought so. A couple of days ago, I said I don't know. I would have rested him out for at least a month. I thought he was going to be out for a while when he was out here. When he was sore from the Achilles. So I was a little surprised, and hopefully, hopefully he recovers soon. Hey Dan, what do you think about KCP? I think you can play better than KCP. He said Duke can't even catch a simple pass from Kuzma. He's going through it right now, but you know what? Let me tell you something about KCP, man. He showed us that he was legit. He showed us he was legit for reals last season. I give him the benefit of the doubt. He showed it to me, especially in the most important time of the year. Now, when they show me something in the playoffs, I become a believer. Just like Rondo, I was believing in him due to the fact that he has showed me this in the playoffs, even when he was struggling in the regular season, and that paid off in the playoffs. The fact that his teammates and the coaching staff believed in him. So I'm gonna believe in I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, even though he's mightily struggling right now. What's up, Ozzy? Appreciate you, bro. He said, Dan, we should have a good enough team without ADs to still compete. Why aren't we? Well, today it's the injury factor, man. Anytime an injury that looks severe happens to a player, your mind kind of goes away from the game. Like the fans' mind was going away from the game. Imagine the players that were on the floor. I know it sounds like an excuse, but let's be real. We were in the game up until AD got injured. And of course, anytime you're playing a team like the Nuggets, they're very talented. They're going to put their foot on the gas and finish. They smell blood. They did what they had to do. I have no problem with that. Tonight's game just wasn't ours. So this is the type of game you got to throw in the trash and start all over. Tuesday, I think our effort will be there, bro. And I think we will seriously start playing better. I expect players to show up. This is why Kuzma, now you get a chance maybe to start. If it ain't Kuz, it'll be Markieff. If it ain't him, I hope it's Trez, because he brings a lot of energy to start off games. I think he can really help LeBron with the energy at least. But we do have to figure it out. A lot of question marks start popping up. This is a good time for Rob Pelinka to hopefully pull something out of his hat. If he can do that, that'll be awesome. If he can't, then I understand. I mean, he's kind of cornered right now. We didn't anticipate this injury. I do wish he would have got more big men, like another big man in the offseason. But unfortunately, he didn't prioritize that position too much, apparently. And I think it's going to come back to bite us, hopefully not. But it'll be interesting to see what happened over the next couple of games. I have no clue what's going to happen, man. We haven't been in this type of position in a while, where we're doing extremely good 7-game win streak, and boom, one of our superstars goes down. It's been a long time, probably since Kobe and Shaq, that we've had this type of a thing happen to us. So, again, we're uncharted territory. Lakers got to figure it out for reals. He said, we should trade Gasol. He said that's the best. Get a young, strong bone center that can give us lots of minutes than Gasol, 19 per game. Now, I'm not sure how the trade works. We just signed him this offseason, so I think we have to wait to a certain deadline before we can trade away the players we signed. And then you have to ask yourself, how much trade value does Gasol really have, right? How much? Like, who's interested in Mark? He's old. He's showing it out there on the floor, man. I don't think this would be the year he declines. But, yeah, he's good for about 1 or 2 threes a game and maybe 3 to 4 rebounds a game and maybe 2 to 3 good passes a game. That's it. You can't really count on him. I'm shocked that obviously coach is still starting him, but that's due to the lack of depth that we have on the roster at the center position. So again, this leads me to believe that something will get done when that buyout market opens up. However, now we have to hold our head above water for a couple of months. That's going to be tough. But this is where you build character. This is where you find out who you can count on. This is where we see if Kuz could take his game to the next level. We can see if Markieff is finally going to earn those major minutes he might be able to get now. This is where we truly start finding out the character of certain players. And if we really, really struggle, then maybe Rob will have to hit that trade market. If guys aren't stepping up, then maybe Rob will have to, put some people on the back burner. Hopefully not, though. I love this team, man. It's unfortunate that this happened, but again, only time will tell. Lake Show, Randolph, appreciate you, bro. He said, sorry, Dan. The first payment got declined. He said, I'm in Twitter jail for defending our team against Clipper Darrow. He said, get well, AD. Let's go, Lakers. No worries, man. I appreciate you, bro. You'll never have to apologize for me. It's the thought that counts, even if you couldn't donate. But it means a lot, man. So thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And as far as AD goes, yes, we're all praying and hoping that he's all right. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get some positive news. Somebody said Al Horford is coming. Let me ask you this, since you love Al Horford, and I like him too, what are you giving up for Al Horford? What are you giving up? Because if I'm the Thunder, I'm asking for THT. I'm asking for maybe a second-round pick, and I'm asking for Kuzma. I'm asking for young talent from different positions. Are you willing to give that up? Just saying. You got to be honest, man. Al Horford is going to cost you. And I don't even think the contracts match up even with that. We might have to give up something even better. And they're not going to want Dennis Schroeder in return. Come on, man. They just traded him to us. So that doesn't seem like a realistic trade. We got to think, if we're going to talk trades, we got to think realistically. I don't want to give up THT. I definitely don't want to give up Kuzma. They're hooping. But I'm telling you, guys aren't going to come over here and start asking for Jared Dudley. Guys aren't going to ask for Quinn Cook. Guys who aren't playing. That's not how it works. You know, guys are going to ask for productive players or young talent. Most likely young talent, especially if you're the Thunder. So you got to think more logically, man. I would love to have Al Horford if they bottom out, but guess what? That's not going to happen. And even if they bottom out, I don't think we can afford it. He said, oh, man, the Clippers are waiting to take LA spot. Nah, I'm still not worried. Oh, you know what, Tamara? Don't even trip. You know the Clippers. They're a guaranteed second-round exit. Whiteside is needed right now. Anybody, Steven. I'll take anybody. Right now, if we can afford anybody, I'll take them. But again, the collective bargaining agreement won't allow the Lakers because I guess we already crossed the luxury threshold. And I don't believe we can even use the veterans minimum as of right now. As of right now, this very instance, I don't think we can, bro, unfortunately. And that's unfortunate because, yeah, we could have really used a free agent signing. Now, you have to ask yourself, bro. You have to ask yourself, like, can the Lakers cut somebody from the two-way G League team and add another prospect or anything like that? Because that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Ozzy, my man, anyone? I just asked that question. My man said, anyone stand out in the G League? I don't think the G League has even started, bro, unfortunately, man. I don't think it's started. So they'd have to like take a wild stab at some young talent or something. I don't know. But again, this is Rob Pelinka got to figure something out. Rob Pelinka and the team has to, stay afloat. Meanwhile, my man said, now's the time to trade AD for some young talent. Stop it. Stop it. Don't. No. Too much 2K. Stop playing 2K, bro. Real life doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So, yeah, Dan, let's be honest. KCP disappeared after the Bucks game. THT should start in place of him. I agree with that take, for reals. I agree with that take for reals. Like, yeah, I'd be down with starting THT at this point. And he looked good tonight, too. Especially, man, his slashing is elite, bro. Oh, the G League started, just not the Lakers? I guess. I haven't been keeping up with that, but let's see. Let's see what happens. My man said some of these fans ain't thinking smartly at the moment. I'm not sure if they troll or they really think we could just turn around and trade players like that, like just as fast as you throw them in the trade machine. It doesn't work like that. You build relationships, all right? The Lakers are a class organization. You know how bad it would look for the Lakers to trade Anthony Davis? Not just for other team players, but for the fans. Like, we would think really low of the Lakers organization if they just turn around and trade AD because he got injured. That is not good. He just helped deliver a championship. This is an NBA 2K where everybody's a robot, bro. It's not about that. It's about our future. It's about staying classy because of good karma. It's about, obviously, AD's gonna pay off keeping him and holding on to him until he gets healthy. And it's about who are you gonna get for AD anyways, even if he was healthy. There's no Jason Tatum's out there waiting to get up for grabs. Like, bro, that's not a very smart comment. Let's be real. And I'm not saying you're not smart. No disrespect. I'm just saying the comment, you're not thinking logically right now, man. Slow it down. Hit the rewind button. I'll pretend you never typed that in. Forget about the return. You're not going to get nothing in return because who's going to want to trade for a hobbled, player with an Achilles injury right now? But that's besides the point. Laker fans don't want him traded. Real Laker fans don't want him traded. The front office is classy. They're not going to do something like that. That's really low. And again, no free agent will want to come here if you trade a player when he tore his Achilles. On the opposite end, you guys remember what happened when Kobe tore his Achilles? We signed him to that max deal regardless. And we showed class, and that is the reason. That is the reason that LeBron James wanted to come here. That's the reason we have a championship right now. So good karma does exist, and this is a class organization that will definitely not trade AD just because he got injured. So put that away, man. Those thoughts are not from a real Laker fan. You sound like a LeBron fan, actually. You sound like you only like one player, and you don't care what they put around your man to help him win the championship. Did I nail it, or are you just confused? I'm not sure. He said, buy your Kuzma rookie cards now. Oh, a lot of people do collect cards, man, and they be making bank off of that. But I'm not in the card market, so I don't even know how that works. Shout out to the homie. He did send me some cards, some championship cards, but I wouldn't sell them. It's a gift. My man said, it sounds like amnesty Kobe comment from Mark Cuban. That's what I'm saying, Romeo. Like, we're classy Laker fans. We're not gonna sit here and just throw a player off the ledge just because he got injured. Like, bro, where's your class? What's going on? Are you the type that just dumps his girlfriend just because you saw somebody better out there? Like, bro, that's not how it works. You gotta have a heart, man. What's going on? Ozzy, my man, appreciate you. He said, any shot at Khem Birch? I don't know, bro. Again, I like him. He's like a solid backup that who could be a starting center. I can see that, but I don't know exactly what the trade market is looking like right now. Like, can you imagine what kind of players are going to ask? Let's just say Rob picks up the phone and he calls. He's the one that plays for the Magic, right? I believe. And let's just say he calls the Magic and be like, all right, guys, we're interested in X player. Who do you guys want to return? What do you think they're going to say? That's all I'm concerned about. I don't want to give up none of our good role players. William Jacob, appreciate you, bro. He said, praying for AD, but I think it's a strain, no tear. Even a strain, I just read it off of Google, takes anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, plus some extra time to build up the muscle again. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be quite a while for you to say AD. But I prefer that, and let's pray that tomorrow's X-ray don't reveal something else. Please, God, please, 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 please. Let's pray, because that'll be worse, You say, I'm a LeBron fan, but also a Laker fan. And if you're a real Laker fan, you will never try to trade a player just because he got injured. Now, I understand that, let's just say a player has horrible injury history and he's never done nothing for the franchise and he just kept getting injured like Andrew Bynum, then okay, I can see that. But here's the thing. When somebody has really accomplished something so great, and no disrespect to Bynum. Bynum was great for us and all that, but unfortunately his injury history with his knees, they had to turn around and just, Hold up, there's somebody here named French, bro. I'm sorry, man. I love France, but this is America. You can't be hating on the Lakers like that, bro. Stop it. You said, Danny Ainge would trade AD for a ransom? That's exactly why they didn't get Danny Ainge. That's exactly why they didn't get AD. AD saw that. He foresaw that. He wanted to come to an organization that he could trust. That's why he said Lakers, bro. You made my point. Thank you. And I appreciate the $2, man. Thank you. Always, always, always. Appreciate you. He said, Ed Davis again. I would like Ed Davis. He's a good role player who can step up. He has some good size on him. That's not a bad option. I haven't thought of him, so I appreciate that, bro. And again, thanks for the donation. Ed Davis is not bad. He's not a long-term solution, but he could be a short-term Band-Aid in my opinion. So, yeah, that's actually pretty clever. See, it's going to take something like that. And he plays some solid defense, man. He can definitely help man the paint a little bit. But again, it's not going to be a long-term solution. That's not what we're looking for. That's not what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? My man says somebody put Dan on ESPN because he's talking straight facts. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. I've heard that one. I'm starting to believe it. I'm a Dan fanboy. Now, no disrespect to LeBron fans. I'm not saying they're all the same, but there is some, AD fans that came along with the Pelicans, and there's some LeBron fans as well that they don't talk like us Laker fans. I can kind of see which ones are which. You can kind of see it, because right away they try to trade players away like this. So the real Laker fans don't just turn around and try to trade players unless you really suck like Danny Green or somebody like that. But real Laker fans, especially if you're one of the main two pillars that help win the championship, we riding with you, man. You became a legend here. We're rocking with you. We got your back, AD. Don't worry about it. Heal up, rest up, young goat. We got you. I don't know how to say your name, bro, but I'm gonna call you Cetro. He said, "There's no need for panic. Hardship like this are tough, but we have everything we need to power through." He said the Lakers will come out of this stronger. I do believe that part, but I still believe not panic. I'm not in panic mode, but I'm in precaution mode. Like maybe we have to make a little move to help us, and maybe a little tweak to the roster, maybe a change to the start lineup. It could be anything. It could be anything, man. He said, I feel like the best move we can do is picking up a good, solid G League center like Cut Cook or maybe like K-Cock. Yeah, I've thought of that. That was one of the options I mentioned. That was one of the options I've mentioned. This guy really said, can we shut down Bron to tank for the lottery? I spotted you out, man. You are a LeBron fan. We do want to protect LeBron, but not for tanking. See, this again, this is how I know you're not a diehard Laker fan. Lakers, we never tank, bro. Now, when we sucked really bad, fans were hoping that we tanked because we sucked. We were winning like 16 games per season, and the best way up is to hit rock bottom first. But we would never tank. We're the Lakers class organization, always trying to build a winning culture, even when they sucked. And we got up to that winning culture. It's good karma, man. Again, if you're a real Laker fan for a long time, you know that. My man said the NBA started way too soon. Oh, I'm sorry, not my man, the homegirl. My bad. I just read the comment. Yes, it did. This is what LeBron was trying to avoid. This is why he wasn't with the whole restart of the NBA. Me being selfish, I was excited, but we should have listened to King James. But then again, to be fair, they were losing millions of dollars. This is a money grab. They wanted to restart the NBA. Even the All-Star game is a money grab because they're losing millions of dollars. And everybody knows rich people, they don't like losing money. It could be a penny. Some of the most richest people in the world, some of the richest people in the world, man, are some of the cheapest people in the world. Some of them, not all of them. Some are very generous and they give back to communities and all that. But some, they're really rich because, Jeff Bezos and people like that, because they're stinking greedy with their money, right? That's why they don't treat their employees right and all that. So, look, here's the thing, man, about that. Lakers got to be really smart. They got to be really smart right now. And don't get greedy, man. Don't get greedy. Rest AD. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? We're a class organization. Let's act like it right now. Trevor Ariza, what's up with him? I don't know, man. He don't play center position. I like him as a wing, but that's not what we need right now. We're very undersized, especially with AD going down for a couple of months, most likely. We need to go out and grab ourselves a big man, and hopefully one that can consistently man the paint. Because look, everybody try to go with the small ball BS because of the new era. Curry broke the NBA with all those 3-point shooting, half-court shots. And now everybody trying to shoot threes. But at the end of the day, if you notice, the teams that advance to the finals have very solid big men. I'm talking Bam Adebayo versus Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, Dwight. And guess what team won? The one that had more solid bigs. And I'm not saying it was due to the bigs. Obviously, the major reason we won was LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But to me, LeBron is similar to a big. He's a big bully in the paint, kills it. As far as small ball, when has small ball ever won a championship? When? Even the Golden State Warriors, when they were dominating, they had Andrew Bogut or, Festus Ezeli or some sort of big man who can man the paint. Right now, the Lakers have none at this current moment because AD is down. So we have to be really smart. We can't win a championship without it. Let's say AD, worst case scenario, he's out for the season. Can we win a championship? We'd have to make a trade for a solid big man. Maybe an Al Horford. But again, what do you have to give up? You don't want to sell your soul for a 1-year rental. You don't want to do something crazy. So we're gonna really have to weigh all of our options, man. And he said, if you strike down trade or tank ideas, we will end up with an injured Bron and no chip. And that's why we got to be really smart. I'm not striking down trade ideas. I'm just saying you gotta tread really carefully, because let's just say people said Al Horford, right? That's going to take a lot. and you don't want to do like the Brooklyn Nets and just gut your roster for an extra player, and next thing you know, you don't have the depth in the playoffs. So we have to tread very carefully and be extremely smart about the situation. It's not about me shooting down anything. I'm open to anything. Let's just say a team comes to us and they say, okay, we'll give you Paul Millsap for KCP. Now, there's something I got to think about, because as much as I love KCP, we have a lot of depth at the shooting guard. We got Caruso, we got THT, we got Dennis. We got plenty of guards who can step up and fill that slot. Maybe we might be missing some shooting, but now, see, you're talking about Millsap, who is not the same player he used to be in his Utah Jazz days, but he could definitely help in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have to be open-minded and think something like that. This man said Gasol and Alex Caruso for Drummond. There goes another option, but I'd hate to lose Alex Caruso. But Drummond does sound really, really enticing, man, to be honest with you. If they're willing to do something like that, maybe the Lakers do have to look at it. I'd hate for that trade to go down. I'd hate it, because I love me some AC Fresh, and I really don't want to. But I'm just, my man right here say hell no to Paul Millsap. But that's what I'm saying. That sounds like a realistic trade. I'm not saying that's what I want to do, but I'm just saying that sounds more realistic than a lot of the things people are out here, offering. Like, Horford's not going to be a throw-in, Pretty wrong, bro. You're about to get blocked, bro. No, man, you stop it. All right. You trolling, bro. It's not a time to troll. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. This man out here trying to trade AD for Horford. Yeah, I'm not with the jokes. He's injured right now, guys. He's injured. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Terrence Ross doesn't play the center position. I'll pass. I like the kid, but he doesn't play the center position. He said, I have faith in LeBron can carry the Lakers. I do too, Tommy. I definitely have faith. However, do I want to put that kind of mileage on LeBron's body? Absolutely not. That's how you risk his injury. He's 36 as well, man. How about Jared Allen? If he's up for trade, that's something you have to heavily consider. Now, again, what kind of package are you willing to give up? I am curious to hear you guys' trade ideas. If I hear a good one, I will agree with you. Don't think I just disagree. It's just most of the stuff I've been hearing, it's a no-go. DeAndre Ayton, see, that's impossible. Nah, he's a big part of their future. You'd have to give up a lot for somebody like that. I'd be shocked. No. Now, if you tell me John Collins, who just recently hit the trade market, I believe you. But DeAndre Ayton is not even on the trade block. John Collins to the Lakers is purely offense. He's an okay defender, but he's nowhere near what AD gives you. But if you want some offense, if you want a pick and roll guy, if you want an athletic young piece, I guess you can look at him. But is he my solution? No. LaMarcus Aldridge, I would not mind having him at all. But again, he'd have to be a throwaway because you don't want to give up too much. That's the key. I do like LaMarcus Aldridge. For a short term, I like him. Julius Randle, his contract is too big. Then I would love some Jared Allen or Clint Capella. He said, but I know it would be difficult. It would be difficult and expensive, Armando. So, yeah, unfortunately, no. I like both of those players as well. Marking a second-round pick for Noel. Now, that actually sounds like a realistic trade. Here's the problem. New Orleans, Noel, Mitchell Robinson just went down with an injury. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks as well. So that's probably not going to happen. Now they need New Orleans, Noel. He's not only the backup, I think he's starting now. So, yeah, again, unfortunately, bad time, man. Bad time. And we got some idiotic haters in here, but they're just going to get blocked. They want attention. They don't get it. He said, maybe AD will be a backup for the Nets game. Oh, my goodness, man. Stop it, KO. He said, Andre Drummond, I doubt he plays at all, man. It's going to be a while, dude. Like I said, it was the worst time for this injury to happen. Not a lot of people are on the trade block. Nobody's gotten bought out, nor can we afford somebody right now. And, yeah, it's not a lot of options where we might have to just stand pat and work with what we got. Wes Matthews for Boogie? I definitely do that, but the Rockets aren't doing that. I think they've have injury problems with their man as well, with Christian Wood. I think he's been out for a ton of games. How do I know this? I always try to pick him up for fantasy because he puts up big numbers and he hasn't been available. So, yeah, I think right now they're holding on to Boogie for now. He said, Dan, what about Marvin Bagley Jr. from the Sacramento Kings? I love that. I love his potential and his talent. Very skilled. He's not a consistent young piece yet. So will he be able to hold the fort? I don't know. But I do like his potential. Now the question becomes, what do you give up for Marvin Bagley? That's the question. I do like that suggestion, but you'd have to get him on a discount, man. And remember, he was a lottery pick, so I think they're still very high on him, unfortunately. Is it Hassan Whiteside? A lot of people are annoyed with Dennis Schroeder. Now, we do have a lot of depth at the guard, and if we're not going to sign him for that extension, if we're not going to re-sign him for that extension, then maybe he might be a key piece moved whenever, that deadline moves from, the players you just signed. I personally like Dennis Schroeder's defense, and I think he's going to be impactful in the playoffs. But if I had to trade one of our guards, I would rather keep Caruso. He's a good role player. He knows his role. THT because of his potential, and KCP just because, he stepped up in the playoff last year. Now, if we had to trade Dennis Schroeder for somebody, would you guys be willing to do something like that? Would you guys do, I don't know. What's out there for Dennis Schroeder? That's something I'd be willing to at least explore. Because you know what? He has been inconsistent. And we didn't have him last year when we won the championship. So he's more of a luxury to have rather than a need. Right now, we have to address the need. Now, the question is, who's interested in a shifty, streaky guard who's more of a six-man material than a starter? You know what I'm saying? Like who? Who's out there? Right? Is it Dan? You would have to trade Kuzma, Matthews, and THT for Marvin Bagley. Way too much. I'm sticking to what I have. You don't want to gut your team. Miles Turner, I'd love him. But yeah, they're not looking for shooter for Miles Turner. That's a no. I'd be shocked. That would be a steal of the century for Rob Pelinka if something like that happened. Kuzma and a second round pick for Drummond, that's tough. Especially the way Kuzma's been playing. That's too tough, man. What do you guys think of that? I'm curious what the chat thinks of Kuzma in the second round for Andre Drummond. Personally, me, Drummond is a one-year rental. We have Kyle Kuzma's contract locked up for several years on the cheap. I probably wouldn't do that. He said, bro, remember when we had Robert Sacre and Ryan Kelly? This feels the same roster except our two star players. This does not feel like that roster, man. This does not feel like the roster, bro. How about Dwight Powell and or Maxi Kleber? I don't know, man. I don't know about both of those players. One is more of a streaky shooter, and the other one's, dirty work player, but he has no offense. It's really hard. I'm keeping Kuz as a key part of our future, and he is on an amazing contract. That's what I'm saying, Horace. Yeah, I really wouldn't do that either, to be honest with you. He said Lakers fans always looking for excuses. Okay, whoever you are, identify yourself. I bet you don't have the balls. This man said Laker fan looking for this is not an excuse. We're out here trying to figure out how we're going to be able to replace AD for the short term. I don't know how that has become an excuse, but you sound as dumb as a Clipper fan. So I guess that's what you are. You're probably a Clipper fan. Young Elder, appreciate you, bro. He said, my man said, the others have to step up and earn their pay. That is true. That's the main thing we need right now. Everybody else has to step up for reals. If that happens, man, we should be able to at least, we're not going to win all the games like we were before the injuries, but we're at least going to be right there, man. We're at least going to be right there. That's all that matters. He said, Ozzy, appreciate you, bro. He said, we have defaults in our team, but other teams in the West do also. I think you meant like we have faults, right? We have weaknesses. Yeah, you're right. You're right, bro. And like I said, we should be able to hold afloat. Like I said, Laker fans are going to be frustrated because we've been spoiled and we've been winning a lot lately. However, we're going to start taking some L's here and there. It's normal, you know what I'm saying? It's normal. JV Cut, what's up, bro? He said, exactly, Dan. These people are idiots. It's all good, Brody. Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, they're going to hate all they want, but everybody knows Laker fans don't make excuses, man. We make reasons. No, I'm just playing. No, real talk, though. We're good, man. He said, hello, the funny part is if you're not a Laker fan, why are you even here just to hate? Thanks for feeding Dan's pockets with cash. Thank you, bro. Like, I'm not complaining. They're here. I'm just here to smack them back, I'm like Serena. I'm like Serena at the tennis court. I'm like, I'm just smacking them right now, bro. Easy money. He said, Schroeder for Rondo and Capella. Wow. Okay, Brittany. Okay, I doubt that the Hawks want another guard, since they have Trae Young. But maybe you might be onto something. Now, why would they give up Capella? He's their main go-to. I don't see it unless they start getting on a horrid losing streak. But they already had Schroeder. I'm not sure if they're really enamored by him, but I would definitely do that. I would do that. I'm not even sure if the salaries match. But I mean, I like the way you think. It's a positive thought. I kind of like that one. Now, if they offered that, I say yes all day. One, because we know what Rondo can do in the playoffs. Two, Clint Capella is heaven sent, man. Him on this team would take us to another level, even without AD. And then when AD came back, nobody wants to see that front line. Now, let me ask you guys a question, and this sounds a little more realistic because they're probably going to want a little more for Clint Capella. Here's the question of the year, okay? And really think it through before you guys answer, all right? We're just bouncing ideas here. If they ask for THT and KCP and a second-round pick for a big man like Clint Capella, no Rondo, but THT, KCP, second-round pick Clint Capella, do you guys do it? That's the question. Remember, KCP just got paid. THT's a young talent. And a second-round pick for Clint Capella. Right now. It's on the table. What do you guys do? Do you guys say yes or do you guys say no? I love THT. I think he's going to be a star in this league. Personally. But we do need a big man and we're starving. That's like the devil tempting you right there, man. That's what that looks like. You know, that's too much. Okay, Griffin thinks it's too much. A lot of you guys saying yes, no, no, yes. You guys seem to be split. But to me, I feel like this is just my gut feeling. Rob Pelinka is going to have to decide between now and the future. I think if push comes to shove, there's going to be something on the table that's going to help us get better now and to continue to compete this year. And I feel like that is also going to make a decision between one of these young players. And I'm hurt, guys. I'm hurt because I don't want to make trades. I just wanted to add some player, get a steal like we did last year. And that's what I'm hoping for, man. That's what I'm hoping for. But I don't know. Ozzy, thank you so much. He says, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing it. I seen Clint Capella not show up in the playoffs. There's an objective. That's objective. That's definitely objective. I see what you're saying there. But remember, we just need something to help us stay afloat. Thanks so much for the donation, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you. He said, Dan, any updates on AD injury? LeBron looked worried tonight. The only update is that it was an Achilles strain, and it looks like he has some inflammation around the tendon, which is definitely not good. But he hasn't taken the x-rays yet. You know, we're going to need that MRI to come back negative, man. So hopefully, we'll get an update. If we do have some sort of crazy update, I might do a live stream tomorrow and just bring you guys that. Hopefully it's nothing. If it's positive, I'll just probably retweet it because you guys follow me on Twitter. So follow me at Dan, a Lakers fan on Twitter if you guys need that, man. But yeah, the Achilles strain is not good news for us at all. That's at least 2 months out if you want to be precautious, at least, which means we do have problems as of right now with the roster. Not because we're not deep, but because we were already lacking paint protection. You take away basically our only rim protector when he was feeling good. So my man said THT and Dennis for Clint Capella. That is a lot to ask. That is a lot to ask, man. I was already struggling with KCP and THT. Now you want to throw, I don't know, man. That's tough, bro. I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I don't do that at all. But that's just me. And Marcus Gasol and KCP for Clint Capella. Now that, I love KCP, but that's something I'm willing to do. What do you guys think of that? That's a good offer right there. Now Rob Pelinka gets this offer right here. My man said Marc Gasol and KCP for Clint Capella. Think about it, okay? We got THT who can slide right in and take over for KCP. As much as I love KCP, I do want to see the young man progress. We also have Caruso who can slide in right there. We also have Wesley Matthews who can slide in right there. So you are getting something you're extremely hungry for, and you really only be losing KCP because Mark hasn't provided too much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that would be something I'd probably do for reals. But I don't think it'll be enough to move the needle for the Hawks if we're being honest here. Late Show, what's up, bro? Appreciate you again. The THC cannot be given up. He just can't. I feel the same way, man. I feel the same way, bro. But honestly, I'll be honest with you, man. Sometimes it's the ones you don't want gone that are the toughest decisions that GMs end up doing. You know, remember what happened to Zubats. Remember that what happened to Thomas Bryant. I didn't want either of those two gone, both gone like that. Needed to be done, unfortunately, and it happened. Um, who else? A lot of players, man, that we loved, that we had high expectations for, had to be moved, and so I fear this time of the year because Rob is a shark. I don't think he has attachments to anybody. Much as he probably loves THT, if the right move comes along, he may have to do it. He might do it. He might do it. My man said THT and Kuz for Aldridge. Nah, bro. You're giving up your whole future for a 1-year rental. I'm good on that. Much as I want to win a championship, I'm not doing a 1-year rental. I think Aldridge is declining year by year. And nah. He said, Dan, what about McKinney and Matthews for Ennis Cantor? I think Ennis is holding down the fort for them over there because Nurkic is injured, so that's not going to happen. They're not moving Cantor, bro. I would do that for sure, but yeah, they're not moving Cantor right now. Aldridge, a bad paint defender. Yeah, and he's not really a defender either. He's great on offense, but he also had he's been plagued by injuries as of late as well. So we don't have too many options right now, guys, but we're going to take it one game at a time. We got to stay patient. We're going to see some struggles here defensively, especially with our size disadvantage. We really don't have any 7-footers outside of Marc Gasol right now available. That's really tough. That's really tough. You're asking for Mark to take on a heavier load, and he hasn't even been able to handle his small player role. Every time he's out there, I feel like we get off to a slow start, and we're playing 5-on-4. So that's gonna be tough. Oh, so beautiful. What's up, girl? Good to see you. She said, Lakers don't really develop young players. We usually draft to trade. I agree with that. And that's what I'm scared of because I love me some THT. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if history repeats itself, we probably will be moving a couple of these young pieces to add something major if Rob Pelinka sees the need to do that. So I hope it doesn't happen. It's going to hurt me right in the soul, guys. It's going to hurt me bad if we let go of THT, especially with all the – he's only 20, and he's showing maximum potential. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be hard to live with ourselves knowing that anything can happen. Evelyn said Gasol, Cook, and Dudley for Steven Adams. I'd love that. I would love it if the Pelicans just said, let's help the Lakers. That would be beautiful. I wish. You know, if this was 2K, I'd hit the force trade button and do that. But unfortunately, yeah, Pelicans not going to do that at all. The only way I could see that type of talent coming back in return for something like that package would be if Steven Adams was a cancer to the locker room and they just wanted to get rid of him ASAP and nobody else wanted to get him, then that kind of package will work. Only if they wanted to get rid of him or they would just cut him off the team. But yeah, honestly, no. Steven Adams is very serviceable. The Pelicans, even though they haven't had the best record this year, they continue to improve, and they're going to need a veteran like Steven Adams. So I don't see them moving him at all, let alone for that package you mentioned. Ozzy, my man, he said, is first place a must in the West? At this point of the season, no. We don't need first place to win a championship at all. I mean, it would have been nice to have home court advantage, but really, what is going to be home court advantage again in these playoffs, right? If anything, it's just matchup purposes. But bottom line is, all the Lakers need is to be healthy and to be in the playoffs, and they should be able to have another successful run at the championship. But the key is just not to slide too bad. Like if we go on a 6-7 game losing streak, oh, it's going to be tough, man. Because now we're talking about we're battling for the 6, 7, 8, 9 seed, and we don't want to do that. Now, obviously, we got LeBron. Don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he's more than good enough to hold us above water till something is done. But like the homegirl said, man, in the history of the Lakers, we don't usually draft to keep them unless they're really special, like Kobe Bryant or Andrew Bynum. But yeah, in general, I am afraid of some sort of young good piece being moved for a need on this team. I could see that happening for a veteran that can come in and produce in the paint defensively and possibly offensively. Who else? You guys mentioned Clint Capella, which at the moment isn't really an option, but who else are you guys interested in? One name comes to mind, and I don't know exactly what his trade value is or what would be required. Probably too much, but Nick Vucevic from the Orlando Magic. I think this guy would be insane with the Lakers, especially when AD returns. But this guy's an offensive beast, and he's okay defensively. He's not the best, but he's okay. He's somebody I would love to acquire. However, what that package would look like, I don't even want to know. It starts with Kuzma. It starts with Kuzma. I know that for a fact. Um, so yeah, I don't even know if he's on the trade block, to be honest with you guys. Somebody said Miles Turner. I love him as well. I think they're extremely high on him. I heard a rumor that he was on the trade block, but I don't know how much validity that rumor had, anyways. Larry Nance. Ooh, okay. Larry Nance Jr. is a very exceptional role player. Definitely not going to fill the shoes of Anthony Davis, but could he help this team? Absolutely. He's still too undersized, though. We're trying to get some 7-footers up in here, or at least something close. But I would love Larry Nance Jr. I would love it. I think his contract's a little too big right now, though, to trade for, unless you're giving up Kuz, which would make no sense. Or, I don't know, man, honestly. But is he injured? Okay, maybe. If he's injured, yeah, that's no cigar. Laurie Markkinen. I'm not too high on him. He is a 7-footer. He's definitely not a rim stopper at all. He's skilled offensively, but he's streaky as well. So yeah, I'm not. This is something we have to think about, or most likely Rob has to think about. But we're gonna have to keep an extreme open mind. We might just have to roll with the punches, keep the current roster, and just put our head down and go to battle. This could be a golden opportunity for. This could be a golden opportunity for Kuz, for Markieff Morris, for even Trez to get some more closer to starter minutes. It's just a golden opportunity for role players to improve their role and just produce more. If they can do that, then we'll be completely okay. So let's just hope that happens for now, guys. It's going to wrap it up. This was a long-ass video, but it was much needed, especially due to the Anthony Davis injury. So, again, prayers up to AD. Let's just hope that he's able to recover all the way and just, continue his strong career. But that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the way out. Truly helps the channel. Thank you guys all for the comments, subscriptions, for the likes, and obviously, the donations. So thank you guys all. Prayers up for AD. Let's see what happens, and I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. Have a great night, Laker Nation.